my back really hurts today. Ow! Oh, that side hurts worse. Why does it hurt so bad? Oh, it was probably that Twinkie I was reaching for earlier. Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and today's video is a bit of a scary one. It's not even Halloween anymore, and I'm about to murder some feelings. Today I will be talking about books that I will not be buying and or did not appeal to me in any way. This is an anti-book haul. We're all used to seeing me haul all of the books, but now it is time to take it all away. Now, just because I am not buying these books does not make them bad whatsoever. Heck, maybe months from now, I will decide to buy one of these. We all have differing opinions, and these ones are just mine. Now, I could easily fill this list up with contemporary or historical fiction, basically genres that I typically don't read from, but that would not be fun. So this list consists of completely fantasy. I have some major titles here and I can't decide if I should ease you in slowly or just rip that band-aid off. Fork it. Let's go hardcore. I can't find anything to read. Never seen that before. Yeah, I guess I'm in the mood for it. Once upon a time, there lived a girl who wanted to learn more. She began to grow tired of sword fighting and castle exploring, so she discovered Skillshare, an online learning community for creative people just like her. With over 25,000 classes, there were plenty of tutorials that she could access with a premium annual membership for $10 a month. Plot twist! Lucky for her, she could learn for 2 months free, using the link in her favorite YouTuber's description box. Me, of course. After watching only a couple classes, she quickly became queen of her kingdom, and her name is now chanted amongst her citizens. That was such a good book! Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. So, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is probably a shocker because I love Leigh Bardugo and I prefer reading adult books, but this one doesn't entice me at all. There are certain words that appear in a synopsis that are a big no for me. Some of them include like government, FBI, spies. Those words are just too modern and boring for me, and here, unfortunately, we have the mention of secret societies, and Wall Street, and occult activities, Hollywood. This is an incredibly interesting concept if it's something that you're interested in, but for me, it's just not something I want to read. I wish Leigh Bardugo had written a adult, dark, gothic fantasy about, like, magical wielding witch doctors or something. Now that I would read. In fact, that I would pre-order. The thing about this book as a consumer and reviewer, it majorly throws off those I must have this book because what if I miss out? It's like the fear of missing out type thing, but with the books, which is a major problem. I have more books than I could ever read in a freaking lifetime. So if I miss out on a really hyped book that everyone is reading, then that is perfectly okay, especially one that doesn't really entice me. Another one is The Girl and the Stars by Mark Lawrence. This is another one that's probably going to shock a lot of people, but I really don't see myself buying this one. I have read a total of 3 Mark Lawrence books. 2 of them were 3-star reads and the other one was a DNF, so 3 swings and a miss. This is the first book in a new fantasy series that's set in a wintry landscape, I believe, which is something I'm totally in the mood in. You guys know how I've been loving that setting. Mark Lawrence's story and concept ideas are so fantastic, but his writing style just doesn't really mesh with me for some reason. I seem to have a problem with the way he structures his writing and also his pacing as well. I am always so eager to love his books, but I tend to find myself let down, so I'm very, very hesitant about this one. Let's be honest, he's no Joe Abercrombie. We have another biggie, The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I just hurt so many people. I really don't see myself buying this one, and my main reason is because I have yet to read The Wicked King. And honestly, and I really hate to say this, but I feel like I need to be honest with myself, I don't see myself picking up that one either. I feel like I've waited too long, which is kind of a dumb thing to say because, I mean, I'm just now picking up Mistborn, so it's never too late to read anything, but it is a YA fantasy, so I'm a lot more kind of hesitant to pick those up, and I didn't love The Cruel Prince, so, it's a tough one. It's not one that I'm going to pick up immediately, and I feel like The Wicked King is just kind of like majorly on the back burner right now. Up next is The Name of All Things by Jen Lyons. First off, love the cover, hate the title. The most basic of titles that they could have ever come up with. It reminds me of like the blank of blank and blank, but like the name of all things, like I can't. The reason why this one is on my list particularly is because I was given the opportunity to read the first book, The Ruin of Kings, late December, I believe, and I found it convoluted as fork. It took me on a trip to Miserable Creek, which is next door to Shit Creek, but I did read the whole thing, so I do have the choice to go on to book 2, but I definitely will be buying a physical copy. My money can go toward more fun things. The next book I will not be buying is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. I have never read a book by this author because he is most known for his contemporary, and I find it so awesome that he is delving into fantasy. I wish more contemporary authors did that, but this one in particular is not calling out to me. It's about two brothers who are living in New York and already like, meh. That sounds boring. I'm so picky, I know, but I just love fantasies that are set in made-up worlds. I already get enough of my own life. I don't need to read about it. This book doesn't come out until January, but the early reviews for it are horrid. It is a disaster show on that Goodreads page. It is flooded with angry gifs. Up next, I won't be buying Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare and I recently had a breakup. I made a whole video about it. You all know where we stand. If you want to shed a tear, go watch it. I never recommend bringing up an old ex, but this is a special case. I'm just so over the Shadowhunter world, and if you love this world, please continue to read it. I truly love how passionate people are about this world. It makes me super happy. But for me personally, I feel like I have grown out of it. And I'm not saying like once you get to a certain age you can't read it. Not the case at all. It's just for me personally. I feel like I'm seeing the cheese like extra hard within these stories, and they're centered around like problems of teenagers. It's just not something I like to read about, so this one will definitely not be on my wish list. Up next, I have Race the Sands by Sarah Beth Durst. This is another YA fantasy, and my reason for it is really petty, but I cringe every time I see this cover. The premise sounds so cool. It's all about like monster races, but I cannot get behind this cover. Unless they do a cover change, I will not be owning a physical copy. I'm really hoping that it just pops up on NetGalley, because oh boy, I do not want this lion potato thing staring at me at night. Now this next book, I wasn't sure if I wanted to mention, but I did get an arc of it in the mail, and I just want to be honest, and that is Song of the Crimson Flower by Julie C. Dow. Now, this is a very highly anticipated novel for a lot of people, but I read the synopsis of it. This was unsolicited, by the way. The first little line kind of turns me off. Will love break the spell? I know that's such a simple line, and you guys are wondering, Holly, how in the world can you judge if you want to buy a book or not just by that line? You'd have to know me as a person to know why that line kind of turns me off. I am not big on romance, and it's a YA fantasy, so I can see the tropes coming along, possibly. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should, I will probably be doing a giveaway for this one, so be on the lookout for that. I know a lot of you are very excited about it, and I would love to give this to one of you guys, so Follow me on Instagram. Alrighty, so I think that's a good list of books that I won't be buying. I have been really good at holding off on buying new books. I feel like after reading Mistborn, it's really opened my eyes to books that I want to focus on and give my energy to. That's it for today's video. I really hope it wasn't too negative, but I wonder, are there any books that you do not plan on buying at all? And if there are, tell me the reason why, because I would love to know. Also, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I really want to do more of these anti-book hauls. I think it's a really interesting concept. But go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed to let me know. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, because I upload videos every single week. Follow me on Instagram at HollyHeartsBooks and on Twitter at HollyNiece. And until I meet again, happy reading.